Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about is how to move sexual energy or a lot of your energy from your body into the chi center. Okay. Um, the reason I'm going to talk about this is because a lot of us who practice Tantra is that we learn how to build up energy and start moving energy. But then what happens is that we feel like our body's going to like it's charged up like a big battery, and that is and it feels like our skin's going to fall off, or that we go run for hours, or we want to have sex for hours, and then just feel like it's going to explode. One thing that was happening for me is I started practicing only ejaculating once a month, and this is a practice from Mantak Chia. And what was happening is when I got to like day 15, day 19, my body would feel like it really wanted, to release. And I was white knuckling it. And that's what I was doing. I was just trying to white knuckle it through that. And that was causing my body just to go nuts. Another thing too is I was doing a lot of exercises, the sexual kung fu, sexual reflexology, and just types of meditations, and I didn't realize it, but I was actually just building up energy inside different parts of my body. So one thing that's very important right now is something that Mantak Chia and them talk about, is that the energy is supposed to just go into, for example, it should only go into your heart, wash around your heart, and then go back into the chi center. That's what it's supposed to do. I didn't realize it, but I was moving it in. And because I wasn't doing these techniques correctly, it was getting stuck in my heart and in my head and these kinds of things. Like I said, right now, I learned this from Mantak Chia, Lauren Johnson, and Will Blunderfield. And what was really hard, especially with Mantak Chia, is that those guys were using words that were Indian, and they were or Thai, and they were real technical, and I didn't understand what they were saying half the time, and so I was missing certain points. And so if you're an advanced tantric or anything like that, I encourage you to watch this whole video, because I might explain something in plain English, and that's what happened with me, is that Will Blunderfield finally said something in plain English, and now I understand it. And so then you'll understand it. Okay? And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to first show you the different points and different parts of the body, these kinds of things. And then I'm going to show you two techniques. There's two techniques, okay? And believe it or not, both of these techniques, especially the first one, the big draw, could be used for both. It could be used to build up energy and move energy into your body and to wash it through. And it could also be to cool off the body, to actually start releasing this energy and put it into the chi center. Okay? And that's what, but in this case, we're only going to be talking about cooling down the body and storing up the energy and moving energy into our chi center. Okay? And the other thing I'd like to tell you is that, parts of these rituals are used within sexual reflexology, and again, they're made to build up, but I'm going to be using these now just to be cooling down. And I'm saying that because you can see like a redundancy, but this is usually at the end of like building up, sexual energy or doing the sexual reflexology. So you have to think that I've already spent an hour building up energy, and now it's time for the cool down. And that's what you're going to see these are. Or I've gotten to the point now where I can do these exercises and do these techniques while I'm making love with my partners. And so, instead of just building energy up, charging energy up, I'm actually cooling energy down. I'm getting it all into the chi center. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. So the first thing I want to do is show you where the chi center actually is. Oh, and that's another thing, is that I'm not going to talk about the benefits and everything of the chi center. That's in another video. Please look for that video. Okay? So where is the chi center? Okay, the chi center is actually, here's the solar plex. Here is the chakra, and it's right between them. Okay. And what's also interesting about it is that it's in right here. It's not like a chakra. That chakra goes all the way through your body. It actually just stays in the center, and he calls it a cauldron. Okay. And so imagine it's in the middle of your abdomen, I guess, and it's just between your chakra and your solar plex. A lot of people think it's, either one of those, but it's not. It's in the middle of that. So that's your chi center. Okay, now the first thing you need to learn to do, and the first thing you're going to hear me say is very important, is where the mind goes is where the chi flows. So even if you don't feel this, if you don't know it's moving, if you put your mind to it, it's going to move. So I say that to say this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get it to rotate. Okay. And the one thing I'm going to tell you is this, and this I was having a hard time with it also, is that for me, the only way I could get this to work is that the chi flows however the situation is. Sometimes it flows around in circles this way, sometimes it flows around this way, sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big, sometimes it changes, it's one color and then it changes color, sometimes sometimes it sounds more like a noise. It's whatever it is. And what I was having a problem is that I was trying to keep up with the teachers and do it 9 times this way and then do it 9 times. Don't do any of that. Or you can, but I encourage you to just do as you feel it's flowing, and that's what works for me. And okay, so when I'm right now, I'm going to ask you to start moving it, and you're going to see me go clockwise. It might go counterclockwise for you, and then I say move it the other way, and you're not feeling it move it the other way, but give it the effort to start moving it the other way, and that really helped me out a lot. It's that every situation, every time it's different, and it could change, and just let it, and you just flow with it, and you just flow with however the energy is moving. Very important. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move it. And so what I do is just close my eyes. Okay. And we're just going to start moving it. Okay. Up, down. Now it's right here for me. Moving it up, pulling it up, and then moving it down, moving it up, and moving it down. Now we're going to go the other way. Move it up, move it down, move it up, move it down. Okay? And that's it. Just moving the chi center in a circle. And believe it or not, I do this when I walk, I do this when I lay down, I do this when I'm sitting down, I'm waiting for a train, waiting for an airplane, when I'm just walking, when I'm doing exercises, I'm picking up my feet to tighten up the stomach or anything like that. I move the energy and it feels a lot different. It feels a lot different. Especially when I'm doing exercises, going to the bathroom. Believe it or not, that's what Lauren Johnson said. You're sitting on the pot, get your back nice and straight, and you're urinating or you going poop, feel the energy. You can feel the energy. Feel it go around in circles if you want. And you're going to feel a different kind of connection. That's another thing I'll tell you is that when I'm making love or anything like that, and I'm with that person and I'm moving the energy, I actually feel a better connection. I'm connecting with them, and we're connecting, we're moving this energy, and this one right here is going this way. It's going like that, So the more you practice on moving this around a circle, the better it is. Okay? Now the next thing you're going to learn in the big draw is there's a lot of body parts that get put in play. Okay? And so the first one is your sexual organ. Okay? And for men, of course, it's your penis, the head of your penis, the shaft of your penis, where it connects to the body. And then there's the testicles. Okay? For women, it's, your lips, it's the side of the lips, it's the clitoris, it's the G-spot, it's the vaginal wall, the whole wall inside, it's the ovaries, it's the, the cervix, all of that, okay? So that's the first part of it. Second part is the perineum. Now, you don't know what that is, I'm just going to just touch on it right now. It's the part between your sexual organ and your anus. Okay, it's that part right between there. Got another video on that will help you locate it, find it. Okay, and then the next part is your anus. And one thing I'll tell you about the anus is that it's a hole. Okay, so the energy has to travel through that hole, has to make that journey. Okay, so there's a thing called disarming the anus. Okay, another video. I'm just going to touch on that right now, but it's so that your anus, the energy can flow through there. Okay, and then you got your tailbone. Okay, your tailbone, which is actually right across from your chakra, which is the pubic bone, goes right across, and that's your tailbone. Okay, it's the next stop, next journey. So if you're going to look at the journey of the energy, it's going to start from your sexual organ, perineum, your anus, into your tailbone. The next stop is the right here on your spine. Okay, right here on your spine, but it's directly across from your solar plex. And that's one thing I'm going to tell you right now is that Lauren Johnson and Mantak Chia and all them, they have names for each one of these stops that going up your spine. I forgot them. I have a hard time remembering them. But one thing I did learn is that they're generally directly across from the chakras. Okay, so if you know where your chakra is, here, your solar plex, shoot all the way across because that's what a chakra actually does, and it connects to your spine. Okay, so the next spot here is solar plex. Next stop here is your heart. I can't touch right there, but it's your heart. Okay, think of that part on your spine. Next part here is your throat. So think of your throat. And this right here, for some reason, I remember this one, is called your C7. And it's that bone. You can feel it. It's the bone that sticks out between your shoulder blades. Okay. And then the next one is if you were to get a spear and shoot it through my head and go through my pineal gland, it's going to actually end up right here where the spine connects to the head. And that's actually your third eye. The third eye goes like this through your pineal gland and goes right here to where your spine connects to your brain. Okay. And then the next one here is your crown, and you can feel it. If you just rub, you're going to feel like a spot that feels a little more tender. Okay. And then the energy is going to come down the front, and it's going to be on all the chakras. Okay. It's going to be the forehead, which is the third eye, or between your eyes. Eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plex, your chakra, and then the root. Okay? And so what the energy is going to do is going to go all the way up. It's going to come up your back. It's going to come up here. Come up here. It's going to rotate a couple times on the top. And then it's going to come down the front. Okay? Now the one thing I'll tell you that's very important is that the energy going up is hot, like fire. And what we're going to do is when it gets up here, we're going to bring down water from the cosmos and bring it down. And then it's going to cool down and it's going to end up into our chi center. Okay? I feel like the camera needs to be adjusted. Okay. There, a little bit better. Okay. So, so this is the big draw. Okay? So, again, energy is going to come from here. It's going to go from your sexual organ, perineum, anus, the tailbone, across from the solar plex, across from the heart, across from the throat, and then across from the third eye, which is right here where it connects to here, the crown. You're going to take another deep breath. It's going to come a waterfall down. And then what you want to do is you want to put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And then it's going to flow down. It's going to go through your tongue. It's going to come to your throat, to your heart, to your solar plex, and then into the G center. Okay? Now, one thing I'll tell you is that what we're going to do, so now let's get some other parts put in place here. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in. Then we're going to exhale. And this is the part that I didn't get. Okay? You need to push down on your lower diaphragm. They call it like a diatine. I forget, but you push down on your lower diaphragm and you try not to tighten your stomach. You're just moving it down. You're just moving your lower diaphragm down. okay? And then what you're going to do is on your perineum, you're going to suck it up. You're not going to tighten. And again, if you watch the other video, it'll teach you how to suck it up. You're going to suck it up and you're going to push your diaphragm down, okay, at the same time. And then you're going to tighten up your buttocks, and then the energy is going to flow through. And I always wondered, why is that? Okay? And here's my theory behind it all, is that, you know, like how you have a blow-up raft that you're blowing up for a swimming pool, and you got to get the nozzle, and you have to squeeze the nozzle, and then you blow on it, because when you squeeze the nozzle, it opens up that valve, and then when you let go, the valve closes and doesn't let the air out. That's what this is doing. So when you're going down with the diaphragm, pulling up on the perineum, tighten up the buttocks, you actually open up the valve. The valve's not open. Now the energy from your sexual organ can now flow through, okay? It allows it to flow through, okay? And we're gonna do this on an exhale, which is also sort of weird, okay? So let's go ahead and just start on this, okay? So take a deep breath in, okay? And then on the exhale, we're gonna push down on the diaphragm, move your diaphragm down, push your perineum up, okay? Tighten up your buttocks, and then move, feel the energy now move from your sexual organ into your tailbone. It just flows right into there. So now it's in your tailbone, now it's now it's across from your solar plex, now it's across from the heart, now it's across from the throat, now it's across from, now it's right here, where it connects, okay? Now it's in the crown, okay? Now put the tongue to the roof of our mouth, and then we're going to take a deep breath in, and then waterfall down, and waterfall going to go down, go through our tongue, into our throat, to our heart, our solar plex, and then again, we're going to wrap it all the way around into our chi center. There we go. And that is called a big draw. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you again so you understand it and you can do it. I have another video where I just do this routine again and again and again, and you can just follow right along. So we're doing this on the exhale. Some people that go more advanced, you can actually do it on an inhale, which is very difficult, but you could do it. The other thing too is, like I said, you could do this standing up, sitting down, you could do it laying down. I like to try to get to where I could do this all the time, because if I could do it all the time, then when I'm doing my sexual kung fu or my sexual reflexology, or when I'm making love, I could actually do this. I'm doing this. And like I said before, you could use it to charge up energy, or like a lot of times is when I feel I'm getting close to ejaculation, I could actually, if I do this, I can actually feel the erection actually go down, okay? And the other thing too that's very important is if you start practicing this and you're separating your ejaculation from your orgasm, and this even goes for women, you know what a spasm orgasm is, and you don't want to release your energy, but you still want to have an orgasm, the more that you just relax into this, the more you just relax into this, the more you just let the orgasmic energy feel, for me, what I'm doing it, the easier it is to have those full body orgasms, to have the ejaculation and not happen, and that the energy now isn't going outward, is actually just going through the body into the chi center. Very important, into the chi center, okay? What I was doing before is I was doing the big draw, I was going like this, and I didn't know to push down the diaphragm and to pull up on the perineum, and it was getting weird, stuck inside my body, okay? And I'm gonna show you this next routine is, you're gonna see how I start dissipating that. But the big draw, you go like this and just allow it, just let it flow, just let it flow. The more you let it flow, let your body do whatever it needs to do, and especially let the chi flow this direction, big, small, different colors, all that kind of stuff, the better it is. And wherever the mind goes, the chi flows, and then the other important thing too was bring it up and then waterfall down. Waterfall, because as a Mantak Chia says, is that it's hot energy up and it's water energy coming down. And the more you feel the water energy, the better it is. I find for me, okay, is that it's the water energy. It's really cooling this all down, okay? Okay, now this is the next routine, and you don't have to do this first part so much. I do this because it helps get the energy moving. So you got to remember is that this is at an end of lovemaking, it's the end of sexual reflexology, it's the end of just building up a lot of energy. Building up energy for an hour, 2 hours, whatever, however long. And now my body is just nuts, okay? And the one thing too is that, yes, I do this after I make love with women, especially the vanilla women. They sort of like, but by that time, before that, they've seen me have multiple orgasms and not ejaculating. So this isn't so weird, if they see this part, they're all, oh yeah, he's been a nut for the last hour, so now he's just nuttier or just says nutty. And so, but this is just a really good way of getting the energy to move. Okay, so it's this. Okay, so what you do is you stand and you just start shaking. You just shake. Okay, you shake. And if you can, get to the point to where you feel your breasts moving. Okay, get to the point where you feel your sexual organs moving. Okay, and for women, you're gonna feel your ovaries move, your cervix move, and you're gonna start to feel it bouncing. You're gonna feel everything just bouncing, and this just helps get the energy just moving. Okay, just get it all moving. Okay, and I just close my eyes. I think of the energy going up as I'm breathing, going down. And maybe just even tap a little bit, just tap the chakras, tap the internal organs. One thing about Mantak Chia and all these guys, they're really in tune with their internal organs. That's what I'm doing now. My bladder, my prostate, my gallbladder, my spleen, my liver, my kidneys, okay, my heart, thymus glands, my face, my eyes, my ears, everything. You gotta remember, just spent an hour making love, practicing things. It's everywhere right now. The energy is everywhere right now. Just get it, start moving a little bit. Okay? And that's what I do. I do that sometimes. Also, I'm going to talk about it when I'm laying down. I'm going to start showing you when I lay down. I might find a spot that is really stuck. I'll just jump up and I'll do this. I'll just jump up, pound a little bit, and then lay back down and start doing this next exercise that I'm going to start showing you. Okay. Okay. And so I'm going to show it to you laying down. You could do it laying down, sitting down, anything you want to do, but I'm going to show it to you laying down. Okay, the first thing I'll tell you is that I like to get my neck straight when I lay down, so that's why, if you notice, I move the pillows over there. So that's one thing I like doing. Okay, just lay down, get comfortable. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just going to breathe in and exhale. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start moving the chi energy. Okay. And you can use your hands or don't use your hands. I tend not to use my hands. I'm just moving it. Right from the bottom up to the top. Bottom, go up to the top. The bottom, go the other way. Bottom, top, top. I'm going to go pretty fast. I'm not going to go through every single part of the body, because once you get the idea, you could just walk yourself through this on your own. And it's just because of time. Going to make another video where I actually walk through each individual part. It's going to be a very long video, so if you want to watch that. But I want to give you the idea of it right now, okay? Now, the one thing I'll tell you is that what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be going into each part of our body, okay? We're going to send chi energy up into it. We're going to allow the chi energy find any sexual energy or any kind of energy that needs to be taken out of that. And then we're going to bring it back down into the chi area, and we're going to let it harness there or compile there, gather up there, whatever word you want to use, okay? The way I think of it is almost like, you're sending out a fishing string up here, fishing rod, going around circle, and then you're reeling it back in, and you're reeling it back into whatever idea or any kind of thing that you want to think of is okay. The one thing I'll tell you is that's very important, is that whatever you feel works, it works. Okay. And so that's what we're going to be doing. Another thing too is, and I'm not going to repeat it again and again and again, but throughout this whole routine, I normally keep my tongue to the roof of the mouth, and that's between your palate, your soft palate, and your hard palate. I'm not going to repeat it again and again and again, but that's what you want to do, is to make the connection. Okay, and I'm not going to say it again because I can't talk and do it at the same time. Okay, so we're going to start now again. So we're going to start with just, spinning around in a circle, from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, and go the other direction. Yeah, first place that we're going to go, just to make it easy, we're going to go to the crown. Okay, so feel the connection. We're going to go right here. So now move the energy up from the chi center and all the way up to the crown. Once, twice, 3 times. Find any kind of energy. And then we're going to bring it all the way down. It's not going to make any stops along the way. It's going to go just straight down into our chi center. Clearing out any energy that was in there. That shouldn't be in there. Again, the proper way of moving energy into the body, sexual energy, like a wave, like an ocean wave. Go into it, let it circle around, and then it's supposed to come back down and then come back in the chi center. Well, sometimes it gets stuck up there. Sometimes it's just because we're thinking of somebody or thinking of a situation. We built up sexual energy up there. So now we need to clean it out. Okay. So the next spot we're going to go to is our brain, including our third eye and our pineal gland. Okay. So move energy. And the chi center should still just be rotating. Just let it rotate. Let it rotate. Now we're going to send the energy up. It's going to go into third eye, into our brain, to our pineal gland. It's going to watch around any thoughts, any memories, anything that is holding on to any energy. And then we're going to bring the energy down, back into our center. Let it store, let it harness, let it compile there. Okay. And we're just going to walk through all of our senses. Okay. Just walk through all your senses. Walk through your eyes, walk through your nose, breathe. And then to each individual by itself, walk your eyes. And then on the next time, do the same kind of thing to your nose, to your smell, sense of smell. Breathe in, maybe. If you smell the person, smell the situation, smell whatever you're doing. And see if there's any sexual energy in there. Bring it up, search, bring it back down, harness, consolidate, store, whatever you want to call it. And just walk through all of them. Do the same thing with your taste, you know, do the same thing with your ears, you're listening to things, do the same thing with your throat, you're, saying things, you're moaning, they were moaning, now it's in your throat, your thymus gland, your heart, your lungs, your diaphragm, your spleen, your liver, your bladder, your upper intestine, lower intestine, stomach. One thing I'll say right now is that you can watch Mantak Chia video where he says smile into your body parts. That's what it's called. So they have a sound, a color for every body part, for your heart, for your lung, for everything. So it actually helps if you actually say those things and actually think of that color as you're into those things, as you're bringing energy into it. I haven't learned it yet, and so I'm still studying and trying to remember all of them. But you could go there and you can find out what they are. That's very helpful. And so just go into all the different body parts, okay? And then go from your toes to your feet to your calves, your thighs, and a big important one is your hips. We've been moving our hips, we've been gyrating. A lot of energy gets stuck inside the hips. We don't realize that. We're moving a lot of energy into there, so it's a lot of energy in the hips. One thing I'll repeat, as I said before, sometimes I'll feel it like in my lower diaphragm, and I start tapping it, and then I jump up again. I jump up and I start doing that shake again. If I need to, I do a little shake. Tap again. Okay, now it's moving. Now I can feel the chi center moving it. Okay, and then now I go back and I lay down. I lay down again. Now I can feel it. I can feel the connection. Now I can feel it moving. Okay. On the sexual organs, for the females, you could go each, outside her lip at a time. You could go on the sides. And one thing about it, you go on the sides, and then you could do the clitoris, you could do the G spot, you could do the inside vagina wall, you could do the ovaries, you could do the cervix, and then for both male and female, you could do the breast. Remember the nipples. Nipples are connected to the prostate. So, do the nipples, do the outside of the breast for women or the men, do your whole breast. For the men, go to each individual part, don't just say, the whole penis, say the tip, the gland, the edge, the shaft, the upper shaft, the lower shaft, the middle shaft, where it connects, the whole, go to each individual part of it. And then for the men and women, so the men, you do just the right testicle and bring it up, and then bring it down, and bring it up, and bring it down, just the right testicle by itself. For the women, that'll be your ovary, your right ovary, your right cervix, each individual part by itself. And then go to the next testicle, or the next ovary, the next cervix, left side. Just wrap and wrap and wrap, pulling the energy up and wrapping it inside the chi center. Go each and every part. Hands, fingers, and then a real important part too is your spine. Okay, you could just do each individual one of those individual parts I was talking about. The tailbone across from the solar plex, across from the heart, across from the throat, where it connects to your, the third eye, which is connected to, where it connects to your brain. And then you could just do the whole spine as a whole and bring all the energy out of the spine. Rotate it, just bring it up and bring it down, just cleansing it, all into the G center. And then do your whole back, okay, just whole back, okay. And then also do your whole skin, the skin in your whole body. And then believe it or not, you could do your whole energy, just your whole body as a whole, your whole energetic body, and just cleansing it, looking for any sexual energy that shouldn't be there, that needs to be put into the chi center. Let it search for it and let it put it there. You could even just do the whole body. That's a big wash, and then come back down. One thing that is the one thing that Will Blunderfield talks about a lot is that when you get connected into your feminine side, or what that other person is that's when you get a really good connection. Okay, they talk about that a lot, about the femininity. So you could actually sit there, and this is what I do, it's a little bit more advanced, is I think of that woman on me, her vagina. So now my penis now is her vagina. My shaft is her vaginal wall. And because all this was connected to her, and all this, was all part of her. And so, like, if you're a female, he was in you, or, your different bodies, the tongue, the lips, and all that kind of stuff was on you. So see if there's any sexual energy there. See if there's any, of that energy still there, and then bring that up. But like in my mind's eye, I'm thinking of the vagina. I'm thinking of the lips. I'm thinking of the clitoris. I'm thinking of the G spot that was on me, that was touching me, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm moving it into the G center. And then I also go through my whole body, touching her. Was I holding her? Can I smell her? Can I taste her? The situation that we were in, and all that presence, and see if there's still energy there. See if there's energy that needs to be moved. Just because I'm thinking of that doesn't make it bad energy. It just means that there's energy there that is stored up somewhere that should be here. That's all it is. It's in here, and it should be here. And again, the more I let energy just flow as it wants to, and then come back down and store in there, the better it is. There's even times where I'm doing this, and I'll start shaking. It feels like I'm having an orgasm. It feels like I'm doing all these kinds of things. And I just let the energy, and I just let it flow. I just let it flow into here. That's how I'm having it now. And I store it here. Okay. And that's what you do. You got to, okay. You store it, plunge up, pull down, and let it store. Okay. Let it store here. And now at the end of it, what I usually do is I take the time to just allow the chi center to just continue to just start rotating by itself. Rotating by itself. No pushing by me, no thought by me, nothing. Just be still. Be thankful. Smile on your face. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, one thing I'll tell you is that, so again, Will and Lauren, they do this ritual at the end of sexual reflexology and that kind of stuff. And a lot of times they start out sitting down on a ball, and you could do that and then lay down. However you feels comfortable, that's the most important thing I'll tell you, is that just whatever feels that the flow needs to go for you. That's the main key to all this. Okay? Hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon.